Okay, one of the things that annoys me is this right here. This is your valve cover cap that's on your tank. See, and what annoys me about this is that you're taught from get-go that if you leave it like that, that means the tank's been used, there's air that's been taken out of the tank. But if it's like this, it means there's air in the tank and it's full, or if there's tape across it or something like that. That's annoying is what that is. This, I hate this. I don't want my tank rattling around, getting this little cheap little rubber plastic thing broken off there. I mean, I call it cheap, but you're gonna pay $5 for one of these things. I don't want it sitting on a dive boat or something like this, or laying in the back of somebody's truck or in the back of my Jeep, and that be the representation that the tank's been used or that there's no air in the tank. You know what? When my tank's empty, what I do? I put the cap back on. That's what I do. You know why? Because it's a valve cover cap. It keeps dirt and stuff out of the valve. It keeps your little O-ring from popping out of there accidentally for something getting jammed in there. You know what I do? Instead of just leaving it like this to tell me that there's, whether or not there's air in the tank, I hook a gauge up to it. That's what I do. Very simple. You take a gauge, you hook it up to it, you look at the pressure on the gauge, boom, tells you right away whether or not there's any air in the tank. This standard that people use that, oh, if the little cap's on there, it means there's been air out of it, or if the cap's on there, it means it's full of air, is stupid. Long time stupid standard in the scuba industry, and it really needs to stop. Here's another annoying thing about scuba diving, and this is kind of a twofold thing. First, it's the whole scuba diving's too expensive. I'm gonna rent all my equipment, I don't wanna buy it. You know, that's the first part of it. The flip side of that is, I gotta have the best of the best if I do buy my equipment, top of the line, high tech, gotta keep up with the Joneses type of thing. That's pretty annoying about scuba diving, and let me tell you why. You see these? These are Tusa Liberator graphite fins. That's right. These are state-of-the-art. I bought them brand new in 1988. I'm gonna sit back for a second and allow you to do the math on that. You done yet? That's right. That's 29 years. 29 years, not a flaw on these fins. Look at that. Look at some of the scratches on there. Got a little bit of character to them, don't they? Well, here's the annoying thing. You don't need new gear every year. You don't have to buy, you know, the most advanced state-of-the-art stuff. If this stuff can last for damn near 30 years, something tells me that what you buy is probably going to be comparable. All right? So, again, you don't need a dive computer. You don't need all this other fancy nonsense. What you need is a good set of fins, pressure gauge, you know, the regulator so you can breathe. Get your BC. Between the BC and the gauges, that's going to be the most expensive thing that you're going to have. That's going to be the most money you're going to put out. But if you take care of it, it's going to last you for a long time. And that whole keeping up with the Joneses, gotta buy the most high-tech, diving gear's too expensive. Well, that's an annoying thing about scuba diving. Another thing that annoys me about scuba diving has to do with weights, okay? I use a BC that's got an integrated weight system. See, you pull out the little pockets and the weights come out of your BC. But what I hate is when I hand my BC to somebody and it's already got the weight in it, the first thing they say is, that weight's too heavy. I could show you how you could reduce the weight that you have to use to get down. You're using too much weight. Guess what? I know exactly how much weight I'm using, all right? There's nothing worse than being on a shallow dive, like along a reef or something like that, and struggling, especially if there's a current, struggling to stay underwater. Me, I'd rather be a little heavy than too light. There's nothing worse than being too light on a dive. So here's the deal. I don't need somebody telling me that they can reduce the amount of weight that I'm carrying, okay? I don't want to reduce the amount of weight I'm carrying, okay? I got my BC, I got my weight already integrated into it. If I hand it to you, and you think it's too heavy, put it down, okay? I'll carry it to the dive site, don't worry about it. Let me worry about my weight. Don't tell me that you think that you can adjust my weight for me. I know what I like. I'd rather be a little heavy than a little light. That whole buoyancy thing, I can hit neutral buoyancy perfectly, even if I got a little bit more weight than the dive master or some wannabe instructor is going to tell me that I need. Okay? Figure your weight out for yourself, what's comfortable for you, and don't let other people tell you that you're too heavy. That's definitely an annoying thing about scuba diving. I'm going to tell you something else that annoys me about scuba diving. Back when I started diving, getting your tank filled cost about $5. These days, to get the exact same tank filled, some places are charging upwards of $10 to fill a standard 80 aluminum tank. I'm not talking about mixing gases, I'm not talking about nitrox, I'm not talking about any of that stuff. I'm talking about a standard air fill. $10, sometimes higher. That's annoying. Why is it annoying? Because I know your compressor for your store is already paid for, okay? I know you've already shelled out that money, and I know those things are very, very expensive, but it doesn't cost you that much to put air in this tank. See, the problem with your local dive shop is that they're going to try to make as much money as they can off of filling your tank because all their other stuff's overpriced and people aren't buying it at their shop, they're buying it on the internet. But $10 to put air in this tank is ridiculous. Dive shops should lower the price. That's where you're going to get most of your business. That's where most of your customers are coming from. And those are going to be the reliable people that are coming back all the time. Okay? Don't nickel dime those folks. $10 or more to put air in a tank, that's annoying. Alright, well here's something that's annoying about scuba diving. The stigma behind solo diving. Hey look, I didn't get in this sport to make friends. There's nothing more annoying than going on a trip and ending up on a dive boat with some perfect stranger that you don't have any idea what their skill level is. But the dive master, the boat captain's going to pair you up with this moron, and you're stuck with them. No, they're not going to let you dive by yourself, even though you have redundant equipment. You've got, 30 years worth of experience. You've got all the skills you need to be able to go solo diving. You tell somebody you're a solo diver, they look at you like you got the Black Plague. Credit where credit's due. I think it was SDI who, within the last couple years or so, actually came up with a solo diving course. Hey, thumbs up to them for that. But boy, I'll tell you what, the stigma behind solo diving by the big agencies or just divers in general, yeah, that's something truly annoying about scuba diving. Alright, well, that's all I got for now. But I can't be the only one who finds annoyances in one of their favorite pastimes. So, if you've got any suggestions for things that annoy you about scuba diving, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you found this video humorous, if you found it, entertaining, informative, or even annoying, how about giving me a thumbs up like? I'd really appreciate it. Check out our other video about how to make your own dive weights. Save yourself some money. There'll be a link down there below. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all on the next video.